Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is talk number 3 about the prophecies of Islamic prophecies about the Prophet of the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah, and the Bab. Today, I would like to talk a little bit on the teachings of the Quran before we start in the prophecies. Because what I find is that people in the Western world, they summarize the whole Muslim religion, and including the Quran teachings, by 3 things. 1, you can marry as much as you want. 2nd, jihad, killing and whatever. And the other one is, in the heaven there is so many virgins and there is so many things, there's so many things. But they never really bothered to look into the real teachings of the Quran. Not the man-made teachings about the Quran, about the Muslim faith, about traditions, about whatever. Because if you go to the source of the Muslim religion, is the Quran. Otherwise, you are looking into man-made things which it can change any day. A new mullah will come and say this is wrong, and a new imam, they say this is a fatwa in Shia, this is different. So I want to direct your attention to the teachings of the Quran. Let's start with this. This is from Surah Al-Isra, Ayah 28 until 38. I'll be reading those to you, and I want you to dig deep in those advice and the jewels, because Baha'u'llah, the Prophet of the faith, said to the Baha'is, do not just leave the Quran and see what's there and there. He said, study the Quran. Study the Quran, because the Quran is one of the foundations of this Baha'i faith, including Buddha, Moses, Christianity, and the Quran. Those are the foundation of the Baha'i faith. Okay. Now, this is, as we said, and if you must turn away from the needy awaiting mercy from your Lord, which you expect, then speak to them a gentle word. I'm talking about the people, the beggars, the people who are asking for help. And do not make your hand as chained to your neck or extend it completely, and thereby become blamed and insolvent. So this is, as Baha'u'llah said, about modesty. Modesty, and about consulting with your own self where to stand. Indeed, your Lord extends provision for whom He wills and restricts. Indeed, He is ever concerning His servants, acquainted and seeing. And do not kill your children for fear of poverty. We provide for them and for you. Isn't that beautiful? Indeed, their killing is ever a great sin. And do not approach unlawful sexual intercourse. Indeed, it is ever an immorality, and is evil as a way. Another one. And do not kill the soul which God has forbidden, except by right In other words, there is a court or whatever. And whenever is killed unjustly, we have given their authority, but let him not exceed limits in the matter of taking life. In other words, do not destroy a whole family for somebody who was killed. Indeed, he has been supported by the law. And do not approach the property of an orphan. Isn't that beautiful? Nobody said anything about orphans and treating the poor or something, except in the way that is best until he reaches maturity. So it's almost law that you have to take care of the people, orphans, and another thing. And fulfill every commitment. Indeed, the commitment is ever that about which one will be a question. And give full measure when you measure, and weigh in an even balance. That is the best way, and the best is in result. And do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart, about all those one will be questioned. In other words, don't say things which is not truthful. And do not walk upon the earth exultantly. Indeed, you will never tear the earth apart, and you will never reach the mountains in high. In other words, be humble, be friendly, be respectful. All that, its evil, is ever in the sight of your Lord. Detest it. Okay, now we go into another thing also. Another thing about your personal appearance and how you behave. And do not turn do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, God does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. That's another beautiful teaching. And that's another thing about how sometimes you think you know the truth, but you are knowing maybe a bit of the truth, and you do harm the person by believing that what he's done according to your own measurement. This is a letter here. O you who have believed, that is for the believer, avoid much negative assumptions. In Arabic is ittiham. Indeed, some assumption is a sin. And do not spy or backbite each other. Again, just like the Baha'i faith, we were warned about backbiting. Would one of ye like to eat the flesh of his brother when dead? Anybody would like to eat the flesh of the brother who is dead? That's exactly when somebody backbite, that's what's happening. You would detest it and fear God. Indeed, God is accepting of repentance and merciful. That's another beautiful teaching from the Quran, which comes directly to you without any interpretation. You are hearing the English, and I am reading the Arabic, and it's exactly the same. Thank you. Now, there is other things sometimes we think, why God doesn't, as expected from him, to destroy something that is not right, or something which is affecting somebody, and you say, "Oh my God, why don't you revenge from him," or something like that, you know. And then here, this is another teaching of the Quran. It says, 178. And let not those who disbelieve ever think that because we extend the time of enjoyment, it is better for them. We only extend it for them so that they may increase in sin. And for them is a humiliating punishment. So in other words, he will never forget those people. He will give them some more time to increase sins, so he will be able to punish them hardly, not just little bit. So we have to be patient. In other words, here God is, I am doing what I'm supposed to do, is be patient, not just right away revenge, punish, and stuff like that. We have to exercise patience. Now, it's a new subject. Trust. Trust. He's talking about God has a trust, something he values, something he wants to keep it to himself, but he wants to share somebody with that trust because he wants to make sure that he trusts this person who is giving him his trust. Now, let's see what he said about that. O you who have believed, fear God and speak words of appropriate justice. He will then amend for you your deeds and forgive you your sins. And whoever obeys God and his messenger has certainly attained a great attainment. Now let's see what messengers bring to us, and we have to obey. Here it is. Indeed, we offer the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, and they declined to bear it. Too heavy. This trust of God is too heavy. And feared it. They were afraid of it. They don't know what's this kind of trust, what entails and what they have to do. But man undertook to bear it. Man offered. He said to God, I'm one of your servants, I want to be in charge of the trust. Indeed, he was unjust. He was treated badly and ignorant. He didn't know what he's taking on. Now, let's find out what's this trust of God. What's trust of God? What, do you think God has a safe with money in it? Stocks? Who knows what? Wealth? God doesn't have wealth, doesn't intend to accumulate wealth. Now, does he have certain formulas in chemistry that he wants to make sure nobody knows about it? I don't think so. Is it somebody, it's a what they call it, Kentucky Fried Chicken, the secret formula? I don't think so. God is never, he wasn't a cook before. Now, let's see what is it. In the Baha'i faith, there is something very, very interesting. It's called the covenant. And the Baha'i faith stress this kind of covenant very sincerely, saying that we have to study it to know what it is, and we have to believe in it. The Baha'i faith had two kinds of trust, a big one and a small one. The small one is about the faith itself. Because Baha'u'llah, when he died, had a will. Not like other religions where they left everything open to the interpretation of the people. He had a will. He said, everybody has to believe in my son. And the son also had a will. And he said, you have to believe in my grandson. And the grandson, he is also saying that eventually you believe in the universal house of justice, who is elected from all the Baha'is of the world to be in charge. So in other words, we have a complete dependency on all those people, on all those institutions. We have in the Bible a lot of spiritual institutions. We need that because we have to keep the belief without flood of people trying to decipher things and have their own interpretations, and they pollute the water and pollute everything. So the biggest test is from the people, from God. Ask that whenever there is a new messenger, you have to find the truth for yourself, and say, I want to know, is that the one that God said, I'm going to send you again? Is that the one real or wrong? That's a duty for us to do that. So that is the biggest one, that we have to look into the new messengers and find out the truth for ourselves. Not as the people say, or my priest, or my mullah, or my rabbi. We have to believe ourselves in this. Okay, now we talk about another subject is what's happening at the end of the world. As all the religions has said, there will be an end of the world and people will be stand up and wait for their punishment and come out of the tombs and whatever, which scientifically, if all the people who lived on this earth from Adam until now, I don't think there is any earth that can accommodate all those people talking and shouting and asking for repentance. So it's not exactly as it is illustrated. No. So in the Quran, it has so many names for this era or this time period when the new messenger will come. And that is some of the prophecies about the Baha'i faith or the coming of the Bab or Baha'u'llah. You talk about the hour, very important. So many times he had said the hour will come, the hour will come. No, he said, indeed, the hour is coming. So in other words, he assures us the hour is coming. I almost conceal it. Why he wants to conceal it? Because he want to find out. Are we really looking for the truth? Are we really looking to find out what he promised? He's saying, I'm going to conceal this. In other words, you guys have to look for it. So that every soul may be recompensed accordingly. So in other words, you will be rewarded for your searching the truth. And you find it yourself, not by somebody else telling you. He will be recompensed according to that for which it strives. Oh, that's beautiful. Now, just to let you know, the number 19, as I have said before, is very important in the faith. The 19 means number one in Arabic, wahid in Arabic, and the numerical value of that is 19. And 19 is really the number wahid, number one, is unity. The whole Baha'i faith is based on unity. That's the aim of the whole Baha'i faith. It's unity of mankind. So now the hour is number 19 in numerology. Is number 19 when you add all the numbers of the letters. Now we go to the one sentence that is most often said in the Quran, and that sentence is the beginning of every chapter. It says, in the name of the God who is merciful, the most merciful. Name of the God, merciful, the most merciful. In Arabic, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The letters of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is 19. Isn't that beautiful? Now, when you say Bismillah, the name of God, it is 19 times 142. People say, oh, maybe this is just a coincidence. When we go to the Rahman, merciful, it is 3 times 19. Well, then let's go to the Rahim. When we say Rahim, the most merciful, it is 6 times 19. It's accumulation of 19, 19, 19. Maybe one of those talks we will talk about number 19 in the Quran, because there is a lot of YouTubes about people discovering there is so many repetition of number 19, but nobody just say, oh, it's a mystery, it's a law, but nobody had come and said, what's number 19? Nobody said anything about it. It's hidden until Baha'u'llah came and said 19 means unity. Okay, so we talked about the hour. Now, we are going to talk about what will happen in this hour. I just want to, again, tell you about something which is interesting. It says, I think we have covered that some, maybe in number 1 or whatever, the talk number 1. It says, O Prophet, indeed we have sent you as a witness and bringer of good tidings, and a warner, the warning, and one who invested to God by his permission and an illuminating lamp. So let's discuss this for a second. He said, we sent you as a witness. Witness for what? Witness to see the people who is waiting for the people to believe in him, to do his teaching. He's witnessing people, because when they don't do it, he witnessing they are not doing it. In other words, hey, we're gonna punish you. We're gonna punish you if you don't listen to what I said. So this is a witness, and the one who brings glad tidings. It's a glad tidings. We say, oh, the humanity is going to finish and everybody is going to die and everybody will God. And what is the glad tidings? This is punishment. This is something saying, oh yeah, my God, I finished everything with you. You stand up and I will give you all your punishments or rewards and everything. This is not a glad tidings. This is something, hey guys, we're going to finish you. Well, glad tidings is his glad tidings telling them that somebody has come to unite the world, to unite the people, to ask them to respect the people, ask them to work together. And Warner, the one who warned, That means if you don't do it, you have to be bearing the punishment. He's warning the people, be careful, look for the new one, what's happening. You know, that's exactly the way I understand it. Now, what's going to happen at the end? It says, when the earth is shaken with its final earthquake. Now, what is the earth? Although what's happening in the world nowadays, there's so many earthquakes. So in other words, sometimes people say there is things between spirituality and physical world. That means if something happens physically, something happens spiritually. The earthquake. Now, when the earth we stand on is what we kind of our beliefs. Our beliefs in religion or whatever is this is the earth we stand on, because mankind say I'm standing on this, which is 100% earth doesn't move. But when he's saying there is an earthquake and it cracks and you know, that means the earth that we stand on is shaky. Now, and the earth discharges its burdens. What is the burdens of the earth? It's a good question. The burdens of the earth is the dogmas, is our own interpretation, the fatwas, the translations, the schism of the in religions. Christianity, they say there is 30,000 to 40,000 sects in Christianity. Isn't that part of the weights that is that's weighing on the earth, our beliefs? We don't know what's happening. So all this is going to come up. In other words, it's going to disappear because the truth has come. When the truth has come, say, Baha'u'llah said, anything you believe in before is different now. He reenacted the whole reality. And man says, what is wrong with it? Yeah, everything. Why is earthquakes and all this kind of thing? That day it will report its news. That day there will be news. Something new, something different, something to look forward. That day it will report its news because your Lord has commanded it. So in other words, the Lord has commanded it, not physical or scientific. That day the people will depart, separated into categories to be shown the result of their deeds. Now comes, if you don't believe in the new thing, you're going to have a punishment. So whoever does an atom's weight of goodwill, you will see it. So whoever does an atom of good will see it. In other words, he will see the reward for it. And whoever does an atom weight of evil will see it too. So it's up to humanity to do whatever they want to do. But there is, as Baha'u'llah said, the whole thing about this world is depending on reward and punishment. Two columns in this world is reward and punishment. That is the columns of what this world is depend on. Now, take another one. That's another one. Says, Then, when the horn is blown with one blast, in other words, there is something happening. The horn is blowing, something happening. We have to say, hey, there is something sounding different, something, a horn, a noise, but let's see what it is. And the earth and the mountains are lifted and leveled with one blow. How about that? The earth, which our beliefs, and the mountains, the huge beliefs. You know, this is right, this is wrong, no, we won't forget that. Politicians, a lot of mountains in this world. You know, capitalism, socialism, whatever mism, you know, this is going to be lifted and leveled with one blow. Forget. Then on that day, the resurrection will occur. This is the resurrection. The resurrection that Jesus talked about, Muhammad talked about, then the resurrection will occur. And the heaven will split open. Can you imagine? The whole heaven we talk about is going to split. For that day, it is infirm. And the angels are its edges, and there will be the throne of your Lord above them. Wow. Who is coming? The throne of your Lord. That day, 8 of them. That day you will exhibit it for judgment, not hidden among you is anything concealed. So, as for he who is given his record in his right hand, he will say, here, read my record. In other words, Baha'u'llah will come and say, look, I brought for you all this kind of writings, interpretations, everything. Now let's talk about this number 8 here. He's saying, the throne of your Lord will be, at that day they will have 8. The word Baha, it's a new word. At the previous dispensation, there were so many words about God, the name of God, 99 names in Islam, and 99 names for the Prophet Muhammad and stuff like that. Baha is never one of them until Baha'u'llah came, the Prophet for the Baha'i faith, and he brought the word Baha. In Arabic, it's the number of Baha is 9. 9 is the number of Baha, and Baha'u'llah is number 9. Baha is the 9 of God. In other words, the number 9 is revered as one of the holy words. And number 9 is Baha. Baha is 2 in numerology. The H, Ha, is 5. The A is 1. And the Baha, the Hamza, in Arabic we call it, is another one. So it is 9. But he's talking about 8. What happened is when the Bab was killed, he was thrown in one bad place. They were hoping that the animals will eat the body, but somehow the Baha'is were able to collect his remains, and took years all the way to come to his resting place in Haifa. And when he was brought from the boat to the mountains, the son of Baha'u'llah was there, Abdul Baha, and he repeated that word. He said, the throne of God will be held by 8. And there were 8 people there. But the number 9 was really the remains of the Bab. So the 8 were holding the remains of the Bab to come to his resting place in Haifa, which all the Baha'is have their pilgrimage to that place. Now, let's see. Now it's a very interesting thing. A lot of people say, we hate what's happening. We hate so many religions. What's going on here? What we should do, we should that, we should do. But then nobody looked in the Quran to see what's the reason why we have so many religions and so many beliefs and so many things. Here he says, and we have revealed to you, O Prophet, the book in truth, confirming that which preceded it of the scriptures, and as criterion over it. So judge between them by what Allah or God has revealed, and do not follow their inclinations away from what has come to you of the truth. He said, to each we describe the law and the method. Had God willed, it's very important, had God willed, He would have made you one nation. That means one religion. United in religion. One religion, and He made you united in religion. But His intention wasn't that. He intended to test you in what He gave, what has given you. In other words, what He has given us. The Holy Scriptures, right? What God given us? The Holy Scriptures came from Him for us to guide us, to do us the right thing. So He's saying, I wanted to test you. In other words, I want to know you guys are going back to those things, finding out exactly what's happening, why it's a test, who's coming, what's there, what's that. He want to test that. So in other words, otherwise I would have gone you one, but that's not the way I want to test you. This is the will of God, not the will of human beings. And so He has given you, so race to the good. In other words, race for it, not just, somebody's going to tell me that. To God is your return. In other words, you go there and you find out all together. And He will then inform you concerning that over which you used to differ. When you go there, you will find out the truth. We have differences here, we have so many things, but Baha'u'llah, God, when you go there, He will tell you the difference between you guys was a test. Not just I believe, and songs about belief, and masses and churches and meetings, and I believe, and they go in trance like the Sufis. That's all gimmicks. Now, that's very, very interesting here, how the people will take a new messenger, new truth. How regretful. God is regretful. How regretful for the servants, we people. There did not come to them any messenger except that they used to ridicule him. Any messenger who came, they ridiculed him. Nobody wants to hear him. Nobody to see what is the new news, what the glad tidings, what he's bringing to humanity, what's the renewal of the spirituality. Nobody wants to know that. Everything, I'm happy with I am here, Don't talk about my religion. Nobody, mine is the last one, and we are the chosen ones, and everybody after us is nothing. You know, we ridicule the new ones. So in other words, he's expecting us to ridicule him. Now, another one. We had certainly brought them a book. He's talking about the new revelation. And we have certainly brought them a book which he detailed by knowledge as guidance and mercy to a people who believe. In other words, only the believer, the new believers, is a guide and mercy for them. Do they await, accept its result? What are you waiting for? You are waiting that all the world will become one religion and then you believe in him? Well, there is no really real compensation for that because you just follow. You are following what people before you did and you're going to follow them. But he wants you to do it yourself. Do they await, accept its result? The day its result comes, those who had ignored it before will say, the messengers of our Lord had come with the truth. So, are there now any intercessors to intercede for us, or could we be sent back to do other than we used to do? They will have lost themselves, and lost from them is what they used to invent. Beautiful. Inventing and giving whatever ideas about the new ones and stuff like that. So he's saying, are you waiting for what? You know, he's asking us. Because we are not doing our duties. Yeah, that's another one from Surah An-Nisa, the women, ayah 164. He said, and we sent messengers. God is saying, we sent messengers about whom we have related their stories. Because in the Quran, some of it is historical things. To you. They are stories to you before, and messengers about whom we have not related to you. So there is a lot of messengers which wasn't related, or something in the past, or who knows what. And God spoke to Moses with direct speech. We sent messengers as bringers of good tidings. Messengers of saying we are renewing the spirituality in the world. So we have to take this as a glad tidings. We don't have to fight. He's sending us mercy and we are fighting it. He's sending us renewal. We're fighting it. No, we are happy with all things and we are 100%. We don't want to hear anything else. God, forget it. You are going too far. Okay. And we sent messengers as bringers of joy. He's sending us for us to give to us some joy and good tidings and warners. Again, warners, just like the Prophet Muhammad, he's a warner. So that mankind will have no argument about God after the messengers. So after this messenger comes, we don't have to be giving us our own interpretation and saying, no, he's right, he's wrong. And ever is God exalted in might and wise. So, God exalted in might. In other words, nobody is having power more than God, and wise, wisdom. Wisdom means he knows what we need. He knows what's happening. Not God, we put an end to your revelation. God, we seize your hands. You can't do it. God, we are the one. No, 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 please don't go and say somebody else. He is wise. So we have to believe that God is wise. Now, the other one, again, this is from Surah Yunus. The ayah is 25. And God invites to home of peace and guides whom he wills to a straight path. Now we have to ask ourselves, where is the home of peace? That was the old name of Baghdad, Dar es Salaam, home of peace. So he's telling us very, very nicely that he will declare himself from Baghdad. It's in the Quran. It's not like we are bringing it for somewhere else. And God invites to the home of peace and guides whom he will us to the straight path. So in other words, the straight path is going to come from Baghdad, from Dar es Salaam. This is a beautiful prophecy, very straightforward. Very straightforward. Nobody say, oh yeah, well, the only place in the whole earth was Dar es Salaam, home of peace was Baghdad. That's one, again, another surah from the Quran. Another one. The hour has come nearer. Hey guys, the hour has come nearer. Prepare yourself. And the moon has split in two. Again, the moon has split to two. What is the moon for us? It's a reflection of the light. Reflection of the light. The light that we had before has split. In other words, what we had like a reflection of the light has split, gone into two. And if they see a miracle, they turn away and say, passing magic. You know, like when the Bab was hit by 750 bullets and didn't kill him, they thought this is magic. They never said, well, this is maybe spirituality has been tested. This is something we should believe. Somebody was hit by 750 bullets, didn't die, because he said, I didn't finish what I'm supposed to say. So we're calling it magic. And they denied and followed their inclination. Ah, beautiful. Whatever you incline to. But for every matter is a time of settlement. In other words, for everything there is an end. Everything. He didn't say accept this, accept that, accept everything, there is an end. Very beautiful this way. And there has already come to them information that in which there is deterrence. You see, they deter from. Extensive wisdom, but warning does not avail them. That's exactly what's happening. The warning, the thing, yeah. And we send extensive wisdom, yeah, guys, this is gonna happen, nothing. So leave them. In other words, leave those people. The day the caller calls to something forbidding. In other words, the new religion is going to come with something forbidding. Because it's a new religion. You know, that's why every religion has the same kind of thing. They go through the same thing. They come, they are treated badly, put in prison, 40 years in the desert, whatever, you know, all this is sign of a new religion. Another one from Surah Al-Ahqaf, Al-Ahqaf, Ayah 31, number 31. Oh, our people. Who is our people? My people at that time were the Muslim people, or all the people, doesn't matter who. Oh, our people. Respond to the messenger of God and believe in him. So that's a direct order. O our people, respond to the messenger of our God and believe in him. God will forgive you your sins and protect you from a painful punishment. Isn't that a beautiful way of telling guys, if you believe in him, we will forgive you, we will say everything is okay. Well, friends, we are coming to the end of the whole thing. And this is the end of talk number 3. And hopefully in the future, we'll talk about number 4. Good evening and take care of yourself. Thank you.